Former President Jacob Zuma was sent to jail. Deborah Pata is in a suburb of Johannesburg, which has seen some of the most violent disturbances. Deborah, good morning.
Good morning. South Africa is on its knees after days of violence, but so far security forces have been slow to bring the unrest under control. Hordes of looters stormed hundreds of retail stores in South Africa, grabbing anything they could get their hands on. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, police struggled to contain the violence. Police fire rubber bullets, tear gas, but the looters are undeterred. There's not one shop here that hasn't been attacked and completely ransacked. Dozens are dead. This man was injured in the mayhem. Nobody stopped to help him. And in one heart-stopping moment, this toddler was rescued from a building set ablaze by rioters. The violence was triggered by the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma for refusing to appear before a commission investigating corruption during his 9-year tenure. His supporters took to the streets, but it has now boiled over into anarchic rage fueled by persistent poverty that's been exacerbated by a deadly third wave of the COVID pandemic. But for the shop owners, victims of that rage, it was all too much.
What have we done?
Over 1,000 arrests have been made, and now the South African military has been deployed to hotspots, but thrown into this mix are armed militias taking the law into their own hands.
If they start shooting, there will be war, and that's the thing that we don't want here in South Africa. South Africa is a peaceful country.
But for 5 straight days, that peace has been shattered in the deadliest violence this country has seen in the more than 27 years since apartheid ended.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. I also want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are laboring this work for the sake of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. And I also want to say Shalom to the rest of the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that are part of the great multitude, that are listening to these videos and that's serving the Lord to the best of their ability. I want to say Shalom, and I'm the brother Gabar from the GMS Salt, GMS West Palm Camp, and I'm coming back with another daily exhortation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai, and I pray that the elect of the nation of Israel is edified. All right, and as you've seen in that video, all hell breaking loose in South Africa. All right, and a lot of those South Africans are actually Israelites. Okay, because you got Israelites that's been scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Okay, and so I'm just gonna make a quick lesson. Getting to the point. All right, that all these events that we see being taken place. All right, is written in the scriptures. Okay, and this is more proof that we living in the last days. All right, and this is 2 Ezra 9:1. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay, and how we measure the time, okay, by current events, all right, such as this, all right, the current events that's the things that's being taken place in the earth, okay, as an example, what's going on in South Africa, what's going on in Cuba, okay, so these are just signs that that we in the last days, all right, and that's how we measure the time, all right, by paying attention, to the news, paying attention to the current events, all right, and linking it back up to Bible prophecy, all right. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, okay, and also it goes back to Matthew the 24th chapter, okay, because the Lord gave the disciples, all right, because the disciples asked Yahweh Shai, all right, what would be the signs of his return, okay, and let me jump there real quick. All right, this is Matthew 24, and I'll start at 5. And it reads, for many shall come in my name, saying, I'm in Mashiach, and shall deceive many. All right. And we seeing, a lot of false prophets, all right, rising up in these last days. Okay. And it says, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right. And just today, all right, Russia, China, and I believe it was Iran. Okay. They said if the U.S. interfere of what's going on in Cuba, that basically is going to be problems, all right? And we've been hearing of wars and rumors of wars, all right? and it's starting to amplify. All right, the intensity is turning up. All right, and it says, so that's another sign. And keep reading. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, so all these things got to come to pass. Okay, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and we seeing that. All right, we seeing these different kingdoms, all right, rising up, all right, to America. Okay, because America, you know, it's been the shit. You know, it's been the big bad bully. Okay, but all these countries, you know, are getting tired of America. All right, getting tired of America's shit. Okay, and it says, and there shall be famines. Okay, and we seeing, you know, we hearing about these different famines. Okay, famine of food out there in Cuba. All right, South Africa. All right, we hearing about beef shortages, chicken shortages. Okay, and let's keep reading. And it says in pestilence. Okay, so C-19. All right, you got the Delta strand. All right. And it says in earthquakes in diverse places, okay? And there's, you know, a lot of earthquakes, you know, that's being taken place, okay? All right, and I'm looking up on the earthquake app, okay? Let's see what today's date. Okay, you just had a earthquake, you know, that happened in California. All right, there was an earthquake in Hawaii. There was an earthquake in another part of California, Peru, New Zealand. All right, Philippines, California, Nebraska, or Oregon, Alaska. All right, and all these just happened, you know, in a matter of a week. Okay, so this is evident that we live in these last days. All right, and let me go to verse 8, Matthew 24:8. All these things are the beginning of sorrows, so it's going to get a lot worse out here. All right, these are just the beginning. Okay, and this is what, you know, the apostle, all right, Apostle Tahar on down, all right, to our elders, all right, been telling you people, all right. And I'm going to go back to 2 Ezra 9:2. Then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world. So this is another sign, okay? Earthquakes, upwards of the people, okay? So it's evident that we living in the last days, all right? In verse 4, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, okay? Because the end, it was declared from the beginning, all right? In verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. You see, so that and that's what we're witnessing. All right, we're witnessing. All right, the end of Esau's rulership, the end of Esau's age. Okay, and in order for you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, all right, in order for us, you know, to rule next, all right, this kingdom has to be destroyed. All right, these events have to take place, you know. And let me get another precept. All right, this 2 Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and with swords in their hands. So it's going to be race wars in these last days. All right, it's going to be sedition among men, every man for themselves. Okay, and we see, you know, these things happening, you know, because it's happening right in front of our eyes. All right, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. All right, and let me get that word sedition here in the on Google.
Sedition.
All right, and it says conduct or speech enticing people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. You see, and that's what we seeing. We seeing, you know, people rebellion. All right, because hey, everybody's tired of being oppressed. All right, you know, the Cubans. All right, the Cubans are from the tribe of Israel. All right, and they're known as the tribe of Manasseh. Okay, and the tribe of Manasseh saying, that we're not scared. Basically they're tired of being oppressed. All right, and so let's keep going back. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes." All right, and that's what we seeing. All right, nobody listening. All right, to their president. Nobody listening to the mayors. Nobody listening to these police officers. All right, and it says, "In the course of their action shall stand in their power." Right, man. People taking action into their own hands. All right, fuck what the president saying. All right, and these things are going to come to America. Okay, and they show you these things in the purge. All right, the purge that just came out. All right. So Esau's putting his agenda right in your face, okay? And these things are going to come to America, all right? And all right, let me keep reading. Verse 18, "For because of their pride," verse 17, "a man shall desire to go into a city, it shall not be able," all right? And they're going to cut off, all right, you from going to the next city, all right, the next town over. All right, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Okay, and that's what's going on, all right, in Cuba and in South Africa, and that's what's going to happen here in America, all right, very soon. And it says, "And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." All right. So it's going to be a famine out here. All right. It's going to be a famine of food. All right. And worst of all, it's going to be a famine of hearing this word. All right. Because they're going to shut down this internet. All right. And people are going to, be looking for answers. Okay. All right, this is 2 Ezra 6 and 22. And it reads, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." All right, so it's going to come a time where that's going to be, ain't going to be no food. All right, you ain't going to be able to go to Walmart. You ain't going to be able to go to Target. All right, you ain't going to be able to go to your meat markets. All right, and all these different supermarkets. All right, and then this is what, we're seeing. All right. In Cuba, this is what we're seeing in South Africa, all right, and it's coming to America, all right, because people think, that this can't happen to America, all right, and I'm gonna close out with this last precept, Lord willing, all right. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 2, and it reads, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." You see, and that's how the Lord is going to come. All right, that's how these plagues are going to hit you people. All right, like a thief in the night. All right, because y'all not hastening to come in the day of the Lord. All right, you thinking that America is going to go on forever. All right, you think that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is going to fix everything. All right, but he's not. Okay, and it's going to come as a thief in the night. All right, to the 2/3 of our people. All right, because they're not paying attention, all right, to the signs. All right, they're not hastening to come in the day of the Lord. They're not sighing and crying. All right, they're in their mirth. Okay, so when these things start to happen in America, it's going to overtake you as a thief. Okay, and it says, verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them." All right, and that's the state of America, peace and safety. All right, you got the Maxine, all right, you got Esau saying everything gonna be all right, talking about, when things gonna get back to normal, all right, but they ain't no going back to normal, all right, it ain't, everything is not gonna be better, all right, everything's gonna get worse, okay, and it says, "Then sudden destruction cometh upon them, at travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." You see, so you people ain't gonna be able to escape, these different plagues, all right, these pestilence, all right, you're not gonna be able to escape, the plagues that's coming to here in America, man, all right, but the scripture says the elect shall be saved, okay, basically that was the point, all right, so I'm gonna close out with that, and Lord willing, the elect of the nation of Israel was edified, and I'm gonna close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Akakwadash. I also want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are laboring this work for the sake of Yahweh Bahasham Al Shai. And also want to say shalom to the rest of the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that are part of the great multitude that are listening to these videos and that's serving the Lord to the best of their ability. I want to say shalom and the water Yahweh Bahasham Al Shai for putting the spirit on me to make this lesson. The Lord willing, to the next lesson, I'm going to say shalom and a ball. Shalom.